Oh, oh. Is this thing on?
That is right. That is right. As Mr. Jeffrey Emmett says, oh, Werewolves of London. It is time for You Think Are Live. And we are kind of here when we think about it, maybe, sort of, kind of. We're kind of here. We've got a fantastic...
Shit is broke.
I know, this shit is broken. A fantastic foursome here today. Nice, tight little group. But that's okay. We'll keep bringing you the goodness and, you know, our opinions as we do at Uncensored Raids. We like to, keep you abreast of everything that's going on. I said breast, guys.
You also said that this group was tight. I don't know that there's anything tight in this forum.
Oh, wow. That's a bit harsh. That's okay.
My word.
I know, my word and Lord. How dare. Lovely Brooke, you are back to join us today. How are you?
I'm good. I've missed everyone. And I know everyone missed me, obviously.
We did.
So much.
Totally. Tell us what's been going on in your life.
So many things, been very busy. I have a couple of secret projects on the go that I can't really say at the moment. I'm working lots. I am preparing for the US trip. The kids are running me absolutely ragged. I'm exhausted. But yes, everything is normal.
As normal as it gets in the world of Brooke anyway, right?
Pretty much.
Pretty abnormal normal. Our lovely Queen V, how are you?
Doing pretty good. I had a pretty eventful weekend. It was a perfect mixture of fun and productive. The American holiday, Memorial Day. So we went to see live bands and drank and ate.
Very good, Vera. Vera got nicely toasted. And you went to the big city. You went to the big city, remember?
Oh, yeah. That was the
we haven't spoken since then. Talk to us about that.
I had a great time. It's the first time I've been back since COVID. Got to see 2 shows I've been dying to see. 6, which is really awesome. And Hadestown, which is also awesome. What else we do? We did a lot of fine dining and a lot of fun. I spent
She's
Sunday
a fancy
afternoon
lady in the New
Battery
York
Park and
yeah. Did you feel very Sex in the City? And you're like, oh no.
Well, the new Battery Park is all developed. I don't ever feel very Sex in the City. I can't wear high heels, but.
Oh, our long lost love, Heidi Fox.
Hello.
My heart beats still.
We love you. We still love you, Heids. So Vera survived New York City. She was there. She lived. She loved. She danced. Yeah, exactly. Cyclone Vera. Oh, that's a threat and a promise, ladies and gentlemen. We're documenting it on the show. Yay! I'll be back soon. She says. Dun, dun, dun. Jeffrey Emmett, how have you been this week, Tuesday? And yes.
Girl.
Oh,
what
no.
happened was. Dun, dun, dun. So today in the mail, these finally came because, next week, Angelique Bates, Katrina Johnson, and I will be at Ranger Stop and Pop in Atlanta, Georgia with Miss Karen Ashley. Nakia and the rest of the gang, a whole bunch of Power Rangers, us and Ninja Turtles and some anime folks. So we've got our little flyers came today, and then we've got chef hats for Angelique Bates. So she'll be signing some chef hats. So if you're there, it's get them while they hot. And then the girls' banners got delayed, lost in the mail. So I'm kind of shitting bricks about that because they're coming with me, and they're not here. Not here.
Interesting.
You driving or flying?
I am driving because the private jet is not coming.
Oh no.
I hate when that happens.
Me too, right? living such a Carl Richards life. My private chat isn't here.
So horrible. So horrible.
So for those of you that don't know what Jeffrey's talking about, here's a little bit more information on Rangers Pop Stop at in Atlanta, the Sheraton. Woo woo.
Yeah, you
A
can still
weekend
get pre-sale
fun.
tickets at rangerstopatlanta.com, June 10th through the 12th. And then June 9th, we actually have another event we're doing, which we don't have a picture for. But if you check our social media and the girls' social media, we're actually giving away VIP tickets. It's right on our pages. You go to live UCR on Instagram or Angelique Bates or Katrina Johnson. You can find out how you can win those tickets. To Save the Video store, they have a recreation of like a Blockbuster, and there's some characters. There's a meet and greet, so you can check that out as well. That's like an hour outside of Atlanta. So if you're not heading to the convention and you're coming to that, either way, you come see us, come hang out. So yeah.
And we played the trailer last week. It is super cute, super fun. So if you are anywhere near Atlanta next weekend, go see Jeffrey. Go see Katrina. Go see
Thursday,
Angelique.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll be working our asses off. We won't
Take
be here.
some pictures, tag us in them. We want to see you. We would like to see you. We would like to know that you're out there somewhere. Oh, 5 all goes west.
I was just
Somewhere
gonna-
out there. There are no cats in America.
What?
Yes, there are.
You don't remember that song?
Yes.
And the streets
American
are
Tail.
paved with cheese. Five-all? Five-all,
Bible,
anyone?
I remember. I'm there.
Five-all.
Got it.
Thank you, Vera. She's with me. Jeffrey Evans looking sexy in that lighting tonight. Oh,
I don't
good.
really know what to say to that. He never says nice things.
Madison's obviously drunk. We love you, Madison. Thank you for
Or on Molly.
by. Oh yeah, loving
That's a
everyone
drug,
on that
right?
Molly.
He-
On that Molly
He's
vibe.
drunk
It
and
is, yes.
mollified. It's fine.
You're good. You've done the drug talk well. You're down
I
with the
think I
kids
might
this
take the
week, Jeff.
posse to the drag show
Ooh.
at Trex.
Ooh. Is that us? Are we the posse? Is that what's happening?
No, I meant my posse here in
Oh,
Auburn.
okay. We're your
Fine.
Australian posse.
Fine.
You are my Aussies.
Aussie
My
posse.
Aussie posse.
That's what the shirt
The
is.
Aussie posse.
The Aussie
The Aussie posse
Yes.
hits the USA.
Yes.
That's our shirt for the tour. We're doing.
Yes, you
Oh,
guys.
yeah.
Well, it has to say Uncensored Radio, so that
Yeah.
you guys are like going across the whole world. We're
Yeah.
Uncensored Radio,
We need
uncensoredradio.live shirts. Make sure that the website's on there, front and back, so everybody
This
can
is
see
what
it.
we need to do. We need to
darling.
We need to get a design happening so we can wear it from Sydney Airport all the way to JFK
Yeah.
and then to Syracuse.
Can it say
and then
something about I'm
onwards.
only here for the pizza?
We'll get you guys flyers. We'll get you little flyers
Just
like
hand
this.
them out.
Yeah, to like leaving the airports all over the world.
The Aussie posse. Catch us
Yeah.
on UCR.
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh dear.
Oh god. Promo. We never stop.
That's all right.
We also never stop talking about this week.
Hot load of hot topics.
Oh, so many loads this
so
week.
many loads.
So many loads everywhere,
Yeah.
all up in your face. Oh, look, we're doing some cross promotion there, man. I need uncensored radio.
Hello,
for my
darling. You
drag
can
show.
go to uncensoredradio.shop and have your pick, because I don't think I have any left.
Yes, we need to make some more. You can go to where, Jeffrey?
Uncensoredradio.shop. Madison, I'll give you the login so you can get them at cost, darling.
That's what happens when you're an employee of the business. You're like, we
Not
get
that
some
cost is really any better.
We're all hitting you up for a raise soon, Jeffrey.
Do you get a
Yeah,
raise
okay.
on free? I don't know if that happens.
I want 18
Wait.
cents.
You get
Well,
nothing. You get less
tell you
because
what.
you're a woman, Vera.
When I get 18 cents, I'll share it.
If Jeff's really, really nice, he's gonna let us drink his tap water when we're in and out.
What? Are you for real? Win.
Oh, chlorine included.
Oh, fancy.
For free?
For
Yeah.
free.
What are you going to charge us?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Well, you
where
might
should
charge
we
it for the
start?
women.
Where should we start, guys? There's been so
I
much.
thought you had a plan. You're the
so much said about. I know, but I feel like since we hit it last week, there's just been so much that's gone on, Aldi and everything. So let's start with the police department and the school police.
Hey,
no longer. Oh, go, Vera.
I got one thing to say about this.
Yes.
They were the good guys with the gun. It didn't fucking work.
Right? So they're no longer cooperating with the I don't get how that happens.
Oh wait,
how can the police refuse to cooperate?
I don't know. It's hard to keep track of all the who's who,
because they're not
right?
being investigated by police. They're being investigated by the DOJ.
I think it was the police chief, right? It could have been the police chief, or it was a dude that was in charge of whatever. He got sworn in onto the city council as the funerals were going on. And then so I can't remember, I think it was CNN or MSNBC or whatever that was there trying to talk to him. And he was like, oh, we're talking to them every day. That's not true.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah.
And you people are trying to politicize this.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Let's just hold that thought for 1 second. I would like to address this. I'm not going to name names, but I did post last week Vera's, I thought, very touching, very timely.
I cried.
Very,
thank you.
Eloquent speech and poem. And we were accused of politicizing the dead bodies of these children. To that, I have this response, and I think it's the response of the whole Uncensored radio team. If there were policies in place, these children would have never had to know that kind of terror, violence. You wouldn't have to be identifying these kids by DNA because their bodies and heads are so unrecognizable because they've been shot in the head with military-grade weapons by an 18-year-old. So you can have your faith and your hopes and your prayers and all that kind of stuff, but until you fix the core problems, it means shit.
Until you admit what the core problem is.
I really hope that the families did anybody know, like, because I know you'd said last week that some of them were talking about doing an open casket.
Oh God.
Oh, I don't know.
I really hope they do, and I hope they release those photos out to the media so that people have to look at them.
Everyone that wants to pray away the problem.
Because that changes things. When you have to look at a 10-year-old who there's a hole in the middle of their face that's destroyed, it really puts things into perspective.
A still that went around the news, which was chalk drawings and a blood smear. That still was definitely on the news. I saw it a couple of different times at a couple of different places. Yeah, but
she's intense.
Fuck you. If you don't think this is political, fuck you. That's all I got to say.
Exactly. There's been some
19 dead people in a school, in a motherfucking school. People died in a grocery store. This is political. These policies are
in a funeral, in a hospital this week.
A doctor's office, and in a few, I mean, how many
funeral?
A funeral today.
Like, what the fuck is wrong with people? Honestly, I'm with Vera. Fuck you.
I want to just play you guys a short. Well, it's not really short. It's like a minute or so long. Or 2 minutes long, just a little bit of a TikTok that we shared this week that kind of sums up, I think, our feelings, and you can check it out and let us know what you think.
Let me see if I got this right. The police waited 35 to 60 minutes to enter the school. They physically blocked parents from entering the school to try to save their own children. They threatened to arrest and tase these parents as well. The armed school resource officer failed to prevent the 18-year-old from entering the building. The local SWAT team did a walkthrough of the school in February to prepare for this type of situation. The police ignored everything they learned since Columbine. There's no way for me to say what I would do in this situation. I can tell you with 100% certainty, if my children were inside, I would go into the building. I'm not here to badmouth cops. That's not what I'm doing. My point here is actually the solution of the GOP is to arm teachers. You do realize armed trained professionals were not able to handle the situation properly, correct? You also realize that you won't trust teachers to pick out their own curriculum, but you would trust them with a gun? Oh, the irony. And yesterday, after posting about the uselessness of thoughts and prayers, and mentioning #gun reform, I actually lost followers. And you know who these people are? Pro-life people. Yeah, the pro-lifers. Our government is bold enough to force you to have a kid, yet too weak to ensure they make it out to recess alive. Anyone with the power to pass legislation who instead chooses thoughts and prayers as a solution is both evil and a coward. At this point, I really wonder how the vetting process for politicians takes place. Are we just looking for mediocre white men on the street, dangling a few dollars in front of them, and ensuring that they're not able to come up with palpable solutions to problems, while ensuring they're shallow enough to literally repeat what anyone with the money dangling says? That takes a special kind of man, doesn't it? And this also makes me wonder, remember when all those moms and dads stormed the schools to talk about how irate they were that masks were being forced on their kids? They piled into school board meetings crying and so upset that their kids were being handled in such a manner. But interestingly enough, present them with a school shooting and it's silence. And yet we've seen other countries with real solutions. Solutions that work. And numbers to prove it. We have solutions right in front of us that work. Yet instead we have politicians who have sold their souls to the NRA. But at least no fetuses died at school that day.
Besides Jeffrey's look of absolute horror, were you attacked
Well,
by
okay.
something?
The whole time the video was just doing. She was going.
That's
this,
all I
and
saw was this.
It-
Oh,
I
it played
couldn't-
for me. So if it didn't work for
played
anyone
for
else,
me.
there's
Did
2
it?
minutes of silence. And if it did work for you,
Yeah,
so
this
this
is what I
idea
saw.
is
Garf,
now
garf,
this idea
garf.
is now
Yeah,
floating
that's what I got.
around that we should be arming teachers
Yeah.
that came from a super reliable
We don't
source.
even trust them to prick out books. Why we're going to
Right.
trust them with a
That's
gun?
what the video said.
Right,
That
yeah.
they can't be trusted to teach their own curriculum, so you're now expecting them
Yes.
to protect your children when you
We
don't want to
don't
pay
pay
them
them.
for the job that they're doing
We
anyway.
don't pay them. You're right. We can't get the cops to go into this classroom with the guy with the gun, but we can get these teachers. We can make
Yeah,
sure
put the
these teachers.
fuck the teachers. They'll be right. They're already there.
Yeah. I saw a meme this week that I thought was pretty accurate. It said, "I can't wait for Florida to issue me my gun. Then these pussy parents can't complain when I start teaching CRT."
Jesus. Okay. What did we think about Governor Abbott's comments this week?
Tone
Vera?
deaf. Tone deaf.
I feel like
tone
you've
deaf.
got to take us there.
Man,
Vera's
it's-
got to be the first one.
This motherfucker.
Man,
For the people that don't know Vera, can you just give us a quick little rundown?
Greg Abbott died in the wool Republican. He is the governor of Texas, the most gun-friendly state in the union. And for somebody who doesn't want us to politicize it, he just doesn't want to politicize our side. He only wants to politicize his side. He, under pressure, canceled his speaking engagement at the National Riflemen's Association, but did make remarks by video that included all sorts of tone-deaf comments that suggested that it wasn't the gun's fault and that people were overreacting and politicizing this tragedy. And, once again, I resort to my favorite comment. Fuck you. Look at the most buff of my entire body. These 2 fucking fingers. Fuck you. I
Yes.
can't-
Yes. Look at this piece of swale shit
Oh, no shit.
with his fucking no neck, fat fucking whale ass. Oh, did I say that on air?
Oh, my God, no.
Oops. Must have
Steve, I
slipped.
can't
Can't
hear you.
hear you,
Oh, there we go.
Steve.
Oh, sorry. You could have just said that earlier. I said it's obviously women's faults, right, Vera? It's your fault.
It's because they're having abortions and
You and
the
your tricky
gays.
uteruses are getting children
Yes.
shot at school. How
hey,
dare you?
What can I say?
Like,
How
what
dare
kind
I
of
get a
comment?
job?
What kind of comment is that? Like, I don't understand.
I don't know where to go with this. It seems to be more and more outlandish, and yet there are people that buy this. There are people going, "Oh, he's right. It's abortion. That's why all these children are dead, because people have been having abortions."
It's
What?
uneducated. It is ridiculous and archaic and a pathetic way for anybody to think.
No. Yeah, well, it's also people are fucking crazy and they need mental help.
Actually, let's take it back even further. People are scared because they've been programmed to be scared ever since
9/11.
Who knows? Yeah, 9/11. That there's been, this other
Huge
that is coming
unnamed
to.
threat. Yes.
Yeah, there's always an other
Coming to
outside
steal
threat to
all of
America
our
that's coming to steal. Yeah, coming to steal their way of life. When the threat is actually
Inside
the people
On
in
their
power.
doorstep.
It's
The
inside
people
the
in
house.
power. Yeah, like it's very. The call is coming from inside the house.
Inside the house.
Well, it's crazy to me though that these are the people that are like, oh, Jesus is the answer. Jesus is the answer. But meanwhile, they're the ones that hate everybody the most
Right.
and are the most spiteful, mean, nasty people on the planet. And I'm like, that's not what that dude was about. Like,
No.
that's not how any of
I
this
say it all the
fucking
time.
works. Not how
You
any of
think
this
I'm
works,
liberal pussy?
Marge.
Wait till you meet Jesus.
And like, you're in a fucking cult because the man wasn't the son of God. He was just a dude. You're reading a book by a dude who lived 100 years after he died, and the book that was actually written by his brother was ignored and lost. Just saying.
Remind me to
Do some fucking research.
I have to post
But
the Jesus meme that I've got.
Whether you believe in the word of the Bible or not, the Christian part is the New Testament, and everything in the New Testament is about love thy neighbor. All the stuff about gays and shellfish and slavery is in the Old Testament. The part that talked about it's okay to kill your neighbor if they don't honor the Sabbath. We walked away from that rule. Can't we walk away from the gay rule? Which Jesus never said anything about gay.
No, there's so much confusion and
He sure did have 12 gay friends,
Yeah.
though.
He
They love their Birkenstocks.
he had
He turned
12
water
men.
into wine.
He had
Betty
12
was ahead with
men.
the gays.
12 men for a dinner party at a table where they could only be shot from one angle. That's gay. That's gay. I mean, come on.
Well, that particular angle was Leonardo da Vinci's.
Very flattering.
And they were all, it just amazes me too, like the people in America that are so like, Jesus was white.
No.
Are you out of your fucking mind, bitch?
He's from the
Do you
Middle East, but just
understand?
happens to be white,
Do you understand where all this shit took place? How the fuck is this man white, you stupid bitch? Like,
help me, white American Jesus, help me.
Oh, thank you, Black Jesus.
Oh, Lady Jesus, please come down and educate these children. Oh, I don't know. Oh, look, this is the most awesome fucking segue. Speaking of out of touch God botherers, Kirk fucking Cameron is having his say on the public school system. Public school systems have become so bad. It's sad to say they're doing more for grooming, for sexual chaos, and the progressive left than any real educating about the things that most of us want to teach our kids. Now, to start off with, Kirk Cameron, were you not a child star?
I thought the dude was
So
dead.
Kirk Cameron probably never actually attended a public school. And yet he has a lot to say about what goes on in them, even though his children, his heavenly touched children, do not attend a private school, I would imagine.
Don't ever
Never
talk to me about grooming if you have pictures of your children with fucking guns. Period.
And let's be real, let's talk real talk roundtable style. If you're sending your kids to a religious-based school where there may be priests involved,
they're being groomed.
That's a grooming playground.
If you are indoctrinating, oh my god,
indoctrinating.
Thank you. Your child into one religion, you're grooming them into a religion that it's your belief. It's not what the rest of the world. Just because you believe it's true doesn't mean it's actually fucking true, you moron who's never stepped foot. And then did you see those yahoos that came for us in the comments? And the one was talking big bad shit, and then when we had to go at him, reversed his tune real quick and then disappeared.
No, I missed that
No.
one. What did it
I
say?
love
it.
it. He's like,
Yeah.
oh, you don't fucking know what you're talking about. I'm like, oh, really? I've been in education for almost 20 years, asshole.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
mm.
We don't know it. Do you know what? And do you know why? If you're so unhappy with, what they're doing in public schools, it's probably because they're doing active shooter raids and trials, to make sure.
Well,
Well,
and
first of all,
It kind of puts a bit of a hole in the curriculum when you have
every
to
conservative
shelter your
person that I've
children.
talked to, they're like,
Gunmen.
oh, they're grooming children, they're sexualizing children. Okay, where? Can you tell me
Where?
what school?
Yeah.
Where's this happen?
Where's the
I
Yeah,
need some
evidence?
examples. Oh, well, no, there was a teacher that did. Oh, a teacher that did this. One
One.
teacher that did that?
Yep.
One. Okay, so we needed a law for that? Okay, because how many priests molested boys? Did we get a law
That's
about
like this
that?
whole
how many
shit.
Southern Baptists
Catholic?
are marrying their cousin at 13?
Right.
Right. I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Like, you can't even cite where this was happening.
This shit that's in the comments
It's
about
because it's
trans,
fucking not.
fake trans people raping teenagers in a high
Oh
school.
my
And then they're
toilet.
like,
I'm like,
critical
that
race
might
theory,
be
critical
a
race theory. I'm
one-off
like,
thing.
oh, you want to talk about the college level course? Sure. What? Yeah. What? You
Yeah.
have kids in college? No. The kindergarten. They're not teaching that shit in kindergarten. What are you talking
No.
about? What are you
They're
worried
not
about?
teaching critical
They're
race
not
theory.
teaching
It's a
that
kind
college
of
course.
what they're teaching. What they are
Right.
teaching in schools is inclusivity and understanding,
Yeah.
so that
And
little
history.
Jimmy and little Susie can
Yes.
go to school and not feel like completely
And
excluded
what's the
It may
problem?
make
assholes.
You don't want the
uncomfortable to
truth
know
out?
that Americans owned slaves, but it didn't happen, or it did happen, and just because it makes you uncomfortable doesn't mean we can't talk about it.
Well, and
You
here's the
can't
thing, like,
whitewash. Yeah.
okay, how many people in America, right? Vera, did your relatives, when did they come to America?
My Spanish relatives arrived on this continent in the 1600s, way before any Irish or Italian or English settlers.
Snap.
Fuck you. If the Indians aren't kicking me out, I'm kicking you out.
Yeah.
You tell him, Vera.
If the landlord isn't kicking you out, you're not going to listen to the guy who's subletting the place, right?
Right.
Fuck you, dude.
Fuck
Fuck you. All right. I didn't break no lease contract with you, motherfucker. It's just like, bye for that whole mess. Goodbye, Kirk Cameron, and
Yeah.
goodbye, Ellen.
Oh, that kind of makes me sad. I know she ended up being a douche, but
Didn't watch, didn't care.
Look,
I watched
think
it a lot.
She
think
was mean to
Ellen was
Joan
just-
Rivers. Fuck her.
Yeah,
Well, I didn't know
totally.
that because
Ellen
Jonah
was
was
just. I think Ellen was a moment. Do you know what I mean? It was a moment that probably went on a little bit too long, and then any time that something drags out past its use by date, there seems to be a need to find what's wrong with it, so you can
Yeah.
kind of knock it down. It's like
Can
tall
we
poppy
just-
syndrome here in Australia. You achieve a certain amount of success, and then someone needs to knock you down a peg.
I think it's not about that, though. I think it's when you present yourself as one thing, right? You pretend to be one thing when you're really not that person, right? Like because who is the person, right?
Who is
Nobody
that
is
24
that
hours a
one.
day?
Yeah, you're not,
Well,
right?
yeah, and that great American.
But when you
cult-
don't let people see that you are human, and you
Right.
present just that image, and then when it gets out, you know what I mean? That's a problem. So had she been more honest and authentic the entire time, I don't think it would have been.
Do we really
such
allow people
a
to be
issue.
authentic
I
in this
think-
media-driven culture?
I
What
think
Jeffrey's
people
saying
are.
is true, because I think with Oprah, you saw Oprah when she was fat, skinny, angry, sad, a bitch, lovely to people. Like, she didn't really I don't think anyone thinks that Oprah is the nicest person in the world. She's a caring, kind person that does great
She's a
stuff for the world.
businesswoman.
But she's a businesswoman, and she
Yeah.
survived. She survived the industry, and she doesn't sugarcoat the fact that the industry has fucked her royally. Whereas Ellen,
There was this
look,
nice girl
as much
persona.
as much as
it
she's
wasn't
done
real.
for the profile of LGBTQ plus people, she's also taken it back because she got cancelled kowtowed and then wasn't allowed to say gay, wasn't allowed to say she was married to her wife on her own show for X amount of
Oh
years.
yeah.
So-
And you know what? Yes,
Okay.
all those things that happened to her, she did go through hell, and it
But
wasn't fair.
And she
Yeah.
lost her show.
Yeah, absolutely. It wasn't.
But then
Yeah.
she came back and it all happened
Now
again.
too.
Like, would you not go? That's not enough. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, it's like
you
if it
can't
happened
play-
to you once, why wouldn't you be paying?
Yeah, you
more
can't play both
attention
sides of the fence
and be
to me.
grateful and have some humility. And like, okay, she's like, oh, what did she say? 250 people work there.
Yeah.
Well,
You think CEOs
also-
that have 250 people working for them don't know that who works for them? Like,
I think
to
there's
me,
a
like
difference
that
between
was
not knowing and just
that was a
being a decent
huge slap
human.
in the face. Like you don't
Yeah.
you don't even know who works for you. Like,
But I've worked with bigger companies where the CEO doesn't know who I am. But if I walk up to them, I can look them in the eye and speak to them.
right.
Right? There's being an
When you
asshole
can't
doesn't
look
have a
when you can't look her in the eye or acknowledge her or speak to her, that really doesn't promote
that's
a
a
friendly
fucking
work
issue.
environment. Yeah.
You're not the queen of kindness when you can, don't look me. She's not. What's his name? Don't look me in the eyes. Oh, who was that guy?
Well, I've worked for a lot smaller companies where the boss never knew my name.
Yeah,
He
right.
only called me babe. Hey,
Babe.
babe.
And you're like, oh yeah.
Don't call me fucking babe.
Oh.
That's it. That's all I'm calling you when I see you. It's gonna be
Daddy
Fucking
back.
Jeff.
hate it.
Daddy Jeff
Babe.
and Babe.
Fucking
Babes.
hate it.
I'm gonna call
It's
you.
not so bad. Like in a relationship is when I hate it. Like I don't know why. I think
I
it's
have a
barbed
name.
wire. Barbed
I
wire.
haven't- Yeah,
Dude.
don't
Barbed
call me
wire?
Babe.
Thanks.
Don't call me babe.
Classic 90s cinema. We might have to cover that one day.
I always felt when I was called babe that was because it was just putting up a wall. It wasn't an affection.
I don't know. I don't use your name, so there's some kind of
Yeah,
distance
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get
You're-
that.
No, I understand. Yeah.
Oh, you want some
Like
distance?
your fun little moped that you like to ride but don't want your friends to see.
Friends to see you. Hey, that's my line, bitch.
I know. I'm telling you, dude.
Would you like some fun little people that used to work together but now can't anymore? And public image. Matthew Morrison has
know.
been fired from So You Think You Can Dance
Okay.
for
no.
inappropriate relationship with a
Steven.
contestant.
The best part of that whole thing was when we got in our little war room, Katie McCarthy.
And
It's
this
like,
is
oh my God, he got fired. And Steve's like, for a guy. And I'm like, it was a girl.
Yes, as always, when it comes to Matthew Morrison, the big surprising news is that he is heterosexual.
I just.
I don't think he is.
I don't get it, and there's no problem
Well-
if he isn't. Like, there's no problem if he isn't, but dude is just very
Well, you have
theatrical.
to accept if he chooses to identify as straight.
If that's how he
if
rolls, and
you gotta accept
Well,
him
wasn't
where
there
he is.
pictures?
Look at
Maybe
him.
he's bisexual.
I love pussy. I love pussy. It's like
It is
when
hard
you sit next to
picture him and,
JoJo
like,
Siwa,
to
who
picture
loves
him and be
pussy.
like, you don't look at him and think like he's eating the
Is that
shit out
JoJo
of
in the
her.
middle?
Yeah, look at JoJo. JoJo's got the new hair.
Oh,
She's
kidding.
got.
Yeah, that's new hair. She looks more
There's
grown
been
up than
memes
last time
floating
I
around
saw
because she's
her.
just JoJo's just done a photo shoot where she's done like the butch.
Looking like an
The butch
adult
lesbian
and not
look
like
and then a
12-year-old.
femme look, and it's got a picture of Ellen looking all sad and tired. It's like when one supreme rises, the other one dies. Very American Horror Story. So JoJo Siwa.
Oh,
is our
so
new-
will JoJo have the new daytime show next?
JoJo's our new socially acceptable lesbian. Notice that she's also white and non-threatening.
Of
That's
course.
okay. We love that for
I'm
JoJo.
also-
Yeah.
Socially acceptable lesbian.
Right.
Okay.
What are we? I love that everyone pretends that that's not why Ellen is. She is.
I
She's
want to see
Middle
the
America's
Laverne
a
Cox
socially
show.
acceptable lesbian.
Yes, yes. They made room
She's
for
not
Rosie
some big
until that
butch
was
dyke
over. Then they
that's
made
like,
room for
ah.
Ellen. Now they're making room for JoJo.
I mean, she doesn't look like Charlize Theron looked like in Monster.
Okay.
Her name isn't Large
That-
Marge.
was still like seeing that now. Do you remember when like Ellen was on Rosie and she was like, "Oh, well, maybe I'll come out as Lesbanese too, or whatever."
Yes, and they talked about Baba Ganoush.
Yeah, that was actually hysterical because
that was
she was
hysterical.
Yeah, it was
I
great.
heard you were Lebanese. I heard you were Lebanese. I don't know that I am, but I like Baba Ganoush.
There you
Remember?
go.
It was like pussyfooting around. Neither one wanted to say or commit.
Foot and
It
mouth
was
disease
great.
runs rampant, especially for this woman.
Oh my God.
This was the best story of the week.
I can't
Right.
I'd like
believe
to
this woman writes romance novels.
I want to send her a care package, honestly.
So,
Do you
this
think
lady
this
wrote-
woman
Do you
has...
think I could send her a flyer with an autograph?
maybe you could. Maybe she could phone in from jail.
Do you think we
I
could get
don't
an
know.
interview?
Do we think this woman has had mad, passionate, scream at the ceiling sex?
Probably.
Really?
Just not with
Ugly
a
girls
husband.
normally
Moped.
have great
Moped.
sex.
Moped. Fun to ride.
Okay,
You don't want your
okay.
friends to see you on it. She's probably that bitch that like takes a doggy style. You know what I mean? They'll fucking do stars on ice and shit.
That's always my, like, as someone who works in
Yeah.
retail, you see this a lot. You see
Yeah.
very good looking people come in with a partner that is, look, and this is very base and very, gross of us, but
Yeah,
you see
I
people
was-
coming
I
with
was-
ugly
I was
partners, you're like,
Shaming
someone
too.
does anal
I
for
should-
sure.
I should recant. Shame on
Come
me.
on, with a fucking face like that. Come on, let's just be honest. Nobody's looking at her and being like, "Oh, geez,
Okay,
that's a woman
her
of my
name is
dreams."
Nancy Crampton Brody. She's a self-published romance novelist, and she was convicted of second-degree murder on Wednesday.
Right.
But she
See?
wrote
Her
an
most
essay.
popular book was How to Murder Your Husband, and she was found guilty of murdering her husband.
Good for her.
I was like,
Well, maybe,
wow.
maybe not write it down.
Right, like,
if this is
I've-
the plan, maybe not write it down. Things to do. Bye, Mel.
I think we should try to get the rights to her book to turn it
And make
into
it a
a
sitcom?
show. Yeah, or maybe we could just turn it into a podcast show and then
play
turn
or
it
something.
into a show. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I want to
I'll
play her. Please. Not
Oh,
me,
look,
me.
Competition.
Me.
It's very Candy. It's very Jessica Biel, isn't it? But I think, yeah, I've always heard write what you know, but this is a bit too specific, right? So in her book, she describes 5 core motives to have a character kill her spouse. I'm just like, you gave them motive, you gave them you gave them everything. There's no need for a trial. I mean, like, girl, it's like the manual on how to convict yourself of murder.
Things to do.
It's like the
Refill
sequel
ice
series to How to Get Away with Murder.
Get lunch. Pick up dry cleaning. Murder husband.
How did she kill him?
I
With a
think she
gun.
pointed.
She shot him
Oh,
in the
did she
back.
shoot him?
2 shots.
There you go.
She
There you go.
modified her gun so it wouldn't be the exact replica of the gun that she bought. She had a new barrel put on it, thinking she could fool the forensics evidence.
Here's the
But
quote.
no.
Here's the quote. As a romantic suspense writer, I spend a lot of time thinking about murder and consequently about police procedure. After all, if the murder is supposed to set me free, I certainly don't want to spend any time in jail.
That was a failure.
Honey, you got
I
a
mean,
big storm
just-
coming.
I'm kind of really disappointed in her. I mean, for one, to be that homely and then to have that lame, like you shot him in the back, bitch. Really?
Couldn't
Yep.
poison him or
Really?
feed him ground
You
glass.
couldn't
or
have been a
something?
little bit more exciting with it, like Clorox and the bean dip or something. You know what I mean? Like just a little bit something more, like with a little pizzazz, like
Yeah,
something a little
a bit
bit more
fancy there.
original. Like throw him off a fucking cliff. But a shot to the back.
It's not cute, is it? I mean, it's not original.
Could somebody find out where she is in prison? Because I'm gonna send her a letter. I am. I'm gonna try to get her on this shit.
Where's
She
your
needs a camp.
secretary, Katie McCarthy? Katie,
I know.
get on there.
Katie McCarthy. Katie McCarthy.
Can we get on that, please?
Yeah.
Speaking of another case that is all over the news, it's over for the moment. Anyway, Amber, Johnny Depp, and this sounds really bad. Johnny
Do it,
Depp
do
has
it.
actually beaten Amber Heard.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly, but she's fighting back. She's appealing.
Well, she's still got
This-
money.
She's
Well,
fucked.
she won $2 million.
She's literally fucked. She owes more money than she has. So who knows what's
She
gonna
had to.
happen?
What did she must have got a couple million off of Aquaman too? There had to be some dough coming.
Well,
in from
this
there.
is the whole thing. This is my question.
But she couldn't afford to pay that
all
money.
of this,
to
with
the-
all of this done, and like, obviously, no matter what happened, the jury has found that she is guilty. Like, you know what I mean? That she maligned
did
his
the
character,
last,
and it was
yeah.
Is it worth it for the damage that it's done to their profiles and careers for both of them?
No.
Right?
No.
Like, do you think
Well,
that
he's
anybody's
getting
gonna?
a renaissance.
Is he
Well,
though?
yeah.
Is he gonna
He's got
get
a new
one?
movie.
There's rumors that he's been cast
Yeah.
in Beetlejuice 2. Now, I haven't seen anything concrete. This is all rumor mill, but she's
But he's also playing publicly in his band.
yeah. They're trying to actually cut her out completely of Aquaman 2.
Aquaman 2.
Yeah.
Celebrity
Yeah,
net
like-
worth lists Amber Heard as negative $6 million.
That's including the money she's getting
We
because
have more net worth than
Yeah.
Amber Heard.
that's
And I never
That's-
shit in anyone's
yeah.
bed. Just saying.
that you know of.
Talk.
That you know of.
Not on purpose.
Amber Heard just has to eat shit, and do you know who else would eat shit? Jeffrey's best
Oh
friend.
my god. Can I
Yes.
Angelique Bates,
Kardashian.
good friend.
Kim Kardashian has said she would eat shit if it made her skinny and pretty.
Can I just say before we go any further, two
Yes.
people that I really hope I never hear their fucking names again: Amber Heard and Kim Kardashian. These
Maybe they could do
people
something
are famous
together.
for nothing. Oh,
Maybe they can do a collaboration makeup palette they steal from Trixie Mattel, like her sister did.
I'm just gonna take the rest
Angelique
of the night
Bates
off.
is close.
Angelique Bates is here, and it's her good friend.
But the Kardashians are all about bodily fluids. I was gonna post an article about this, but Jeffrey's like, I don't want to hear about the Kardashians anymore. What's the one that's married to the
with you,
rock star
Jeff.
now? Chloe.
Is it
Chloe.
Courtney, the old little one.
Courtney?
Yeah, the old little
Short
Courtney
one.
Kardashian. Courtney Kardashian was told that for her health benefits, she should drink her new husband's semen 4 times a day.
What?
Lucky man.
How much did he pay her doctor?
Who's her fucking
And she'd be
doctor?
like, yeah, okay.
Dr. John Valby?
Dr.
You guys don't know who Dr. John Valby was.
No.
He went by the name Dr. Dirty,
Oh,
and he
okay.
sang dirty limericks in the 80s.
Interesting. That's just, I was just like, he had to have paid her doctor to be like, yeah, eat some jizz. She'd be like, okay.
Maybe it
She's
was
a
Trump's
fucking
doctor
moron.
that looked like the guy from
I'd love if it was just him,
Independence
incognito.
Day.
Hello. Independence Day. Box office gold, Independence Day, as is Top Gun Maverick.
I don't want to see
Did anyone
it.
see Top Gun Maverick yet?
I don't want to
Yes.
see it.
Oh yeah, sure. I ran right out, bought a ticket.
Right.
No.
I have seen it.
I
Have
could not
you?
be less interested.
You
I'm
fucking
not a big
goddamn.
fan.
Tell her, Brooke, give us the 411. What?
Yeah.
Look,
Are you a fan? Did you go for your husband or did you go for you?
we just kind of went because we didn't have anything to do.
Scientology supporter.
I'm
You
not a
didn't wanna see Downton
Scientology
Abbey?
supporter, and Jeffrey, you can suck my dick. But we went because we kind of didn't have anything to do. That there was enough tie back to the first one to make every fan's dreams come true. There was they even pimped Val Kilmer in that thing. I will admit to getting emotional when they killed off that character, but oh shit, spoiler, my bad, sorry.
So, judging by the box office, a lot of people have already seen it, Brooke. You're fine. I think
really
if you have any,
fucking bad at this shit. I'm so sorry.
I think you know if you've seen Val Kilmer recently, you know that he's not going to be delivering stirring monologues in the movie. He can't talk.
No,
He did
can't.
talk, but it was very, very rough. So look, that
It's
was
rough,
all.
yeah.
They
I feel
they
really
did-
sorry for Val. Actually, did anyone watch the
and
documentary?
yeah,
Val's
no, I
documentary is
haven't
great.
watched it.
If you haven't seen Val Kilmer's documentary and you would like to really
He's
understand what
Angelique's
happened to
good
him,
friend.
Yes, he is.
Maybe we should ask her how he's doing. But yeah, look.
he's doing okay. Actually, apparently, sorry to interrupt,
daughter's
but
very close
apparently
to
he's
him.
going to appear in the Willow TV series as well.
I've heard that. But
So,
look, it
he's
is
at
what it
least
is.
getting a
If you're a
chance.
Tom Cruise fan, you'll love it. If you're not, don't go.
But who's a
you're
Tom
bored,
Cruise fan? I want to understand the appeal of Tom Cruise because I've never seen it. The only movie that I actually thought he was good in was Interview with a Vampire.
Oh, see, I did love the Jerry Maguire.
Yeah,
Jerry
Jerry
Maguire
Maguire
was
was
good.
good. I liked a
an
lot of
old
his
movie.
movies when
I was like,
he
was with
years
Nicole
ago.
Kidman. I loved
I
this
know.
one. It was called Far and Away. It was like so kitschy.
Yeah,
and
that was
hot.
a good one.
But it
But I
was
think
good.
after
Poster
he
boy for
attacked
hetero for me.
Brooke
I'm like, ugh.
Shields for taking postpartum depression medication,
Yeah, that's right.
and he attacked Matt Lauer, and then all the things we found out about Scientology.
I love
It's
Katie Holmes. I love Katie Holmes. I love
really
Katie
hard.
Holmes.
Right. He
Yeah.
abandoned his daughter, allegedly.
She doesn't really have a lot of feelings
his
about you, buddy.
Other children don't see their mother, which is a little, it sounds like they
Concerning.
were maybe turned, allegedly, against
Brainwashed?
their mother. Yeah.
Dare we say groomed?
Yes. And
They went to a
he's in
public school, didn't they?
He is in a very big position of power in Scientology, and all the things we know about that church, and just things that he said in public. You know what I mean? It's very hard for me to say, okay, let's support him and pretend we don't know all the things we know, right? And again, this was a battle we had on the Facebook page of people being like, oh, well, let's just boycott everything in the world. Well, bitch, you know what? You're going to support Roman Polanski knowing he's a rapist? You're going to go to a Woody Allen movie?
You can't have that double standard. Obviously, Tom Cruise is not responsible for what Scientology has done to hundreds of thousands, possibly millions of people, but he does promote it. He is the poster boy from it, and he benefits directly from it. So, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Well,
You've got to
he's guilty
acknowledge
by
it.
association.
Right? Yeah.
Just like the Pope at the time, when who was covering up all of the priests and he was moving around. You're responsible for the church. You're running the Catholic Church. And if you know that priests are molesting little boys and you're moving them around and this is under your watch, you're going
guilty.
down. Tom Cruise is in a position of power in this church while all this bullshit's going on. And it's all coming to light. And he's pretending it's not happening. He is just as guilty.
No, he is.
As everybody else in that church. And everybody's pretending like, oh, he's a big star. It's okay. It doesn't matter. I have a fucking problem with that because it's hypocritical. And that's why all the shit that's going on in this country is allowed to go on. Because the people in a position of power, it would say, oh, it's okay. It's okay. We love them. It's okay. Let's just kiss their ass.
We can
and here we are. This is why women are not about to be able to freaking get an abortion.
This is a very great segue. I thank you. Kissing ass is a great segue for this week's View from Here. Now, if you are watching the news, you will know that it is the Queen of England's 75th anniversary Platinum Jubilee. Harry and Meghan are in the UK with their children. They attended.
Yeah.
They are there. They were not allowed to appear on the balcony with the rest of the working royals because they are no longer there. My question for the panel is, these guys have obviously, eaten shit and gone back and done the right thing. Well, is there a circumstance? Is that she's older? She's actually not attending a church service in her honor that she was supposed to go to today because of the big day that she's had and her mobility issues. is there an instance where you have to, or how strong is your gut where you would not, bite the bullet and do something for that you felt was right? Because he's obviously doing the right thing. Jeffrey, we know we know your opinion with your family, but it doesn't have to necessarily be family. Like, they're doing what they think is right.
They
to
did
go
the right
and,
thing. They showed up.
Yeah.
They are there to honor her, but they did choose to walk away, so they have to accept that they're not going to be included in the working royals.
Oh, I don't think they have a
it's-
problem with that. I just
Yeah.
think it takes, especially with the criticism that they've had for everything that they do, they've still gone, you know what? We're going to go do it because the
Harry
repercussions
loves-
are going to be
Well,
worse.
loves-
Yeah,
Grant.
everything
Harry
that's
loves
been said
Grant.
is that he loves her.
He
So
loves
why
Granny.
wouldn't he go? Yeah.
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 So
So-
they had to be there. Absolutely.
I'm surprised that Megan went, but she's
Well,
doing
support her
her
husband.
thing.
I mean, besides that Oprah interview, comparatively in America, they have kept quite low profile.
profile.
I mean,
They're not. Yeah, they're
it-
not
it
out
is
there on a
not
reality
like-
show.
they're not doing huge press events. They're not making big splashes in the media. I mean, they're really staying
They
low
did
key.
take a Netflix deal.
Yeah, but I mean,
which
they're
fell
not.
through anyway, so who cares? But it's not. They're not Kardashians. They're not
No.
taking their name
No.
and their reputation. They're not these villains that the press want to make them out to be because they've stepped away from this institution / power base that has run the country for hundreds
I'd really
of
like
years.
to know what they're doing for money, though.
She had.
They've got
she had
quite.
money.
They're quite okay.
She didn't have
Yeah.
that much money.
She
He only
6
had like
million,
10 million.
And he has I'll look it up.
He has
Jeffrey.
money. He has money put aside by his mother. That
Yeah, it was only like
That-
10 million.
But
Only
they
like
also
10 million.
have.
How much money
He
does
also
somebody need?
there's money within deals and stuff that they've got, like companies that they own rights to and shares in and da. They're not going to be out on the street shoveling shit. That's what I'm saying.
60 million combined net worth.
Comfortable. They would have got paid for
Yeah.
Oprah. I'm sure they would have got paid for Oprah, and it would have been quite hefty. They have the potential to generate profit
Yeah.
on their own. Obviously, the
When
whole
you have $60 million,
Well, wasn't that
you can
Netflix
put
deal
it
worth
in a
100
fucking
mil?
savings account, a plain old straight up savings account, and get 4% interest a year, and you're still making mad fucking money.
right?
66
Mad
that's
fucking money.
$250,000 a year.
Bad money.
Vera is so sassy today. I love
But
it.
I'm just like, that takes a lot. It takes a big. I don't like. Obviously, you've got to weigh up the pros and the cons. Jeff, you have famously on this show talked about the relationship with your family, and you deal with the fallout for not having a relationship with them because you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. Katie Underwood has said the same thing. Having a relationship with her family is not worth her mental health, so she will take the criticism from other people because it's
Well,
not
and that's
as,
really the worst part of it, right? Because people don't get it. And there's always like, oh, but that's your mother. You only have one mother. Yeah, bitch. Well, I only have one life too, right? Like, I'm choosing my own fucking sanity because that bitch is crazy. And I have to love her from afar.
I have my issues with my mother. I've stated them pretty publicly, but I still go down and take care of her.
Yeah, you're. I don't know how you're doing it because I
that's
would
what my
smother
father
her
and my
ass.
grandmother would have wanted me to do. That's how I was
Yeah, I don't give a
raised.
fuck.
Yeah, but I'm not
I think
there.
everyone has their complicated relationship. It doesn't necessarily have to be family either. Everyone has their complicated relationships where you have to weigh up, is it worth me involving myself in this situation, or is the criticism I'm going to get worse? And I
I
think
don't give a fuck.
I know, but I think for their sake and their public image, he obviously has genuine affection for his grandmother.
Yeah.
When he visited before, and she was actually with him, and no one knew. They visited his father and Camilla. Now, Harry and Camilla don't get along that well, so that's a big
Well,
thing
who
anyway.
would? Look at her.
But the
She looks like a
issue is with his brother, and he still attended the memorial unveiling for his mother's statue with his brother. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he's in the wrong. Whereas the media would like us to believe that him and his evil wife are trying to like usurp the British throne. It's like, really? Are they?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, I don't
Dude,
think
who
I
would want to do that?
I
mean,
get
think
big
about
cunt vibes from
all-
Catherine. I'm sorry.
all this
Everyone wants
shit
to
that
paint her
we've
to be like the
learned
next Princess Diana. I'm like, she looks
about
like a mole. Like, I'm
royal
sorry.
life. None of it sounds
No one would
fun
want it.
at
Who
all.
would want that?
It
well,
sounds like
as
you're a
Katie
prisoner.
Underwood also very famously said,
Katie, it's the Katie show.
The monarchy is the last safe bastion of white supremacy. Why do we even fucking care?
Yeah. It's just like I think that's a big step for them. I think they've done the right thing. The press will never be on their side, so no matter what they do, they're going to be wrong. They're going to be seen as sneaking back in and hiding. But whatever, I think it takes balls.
I think they're liked in America.
I think it takes balls to do that kind of thing and go, you know what? I'm here to support someone I love. I may not agree.
Yeah.
They're getting on with the rest of the family. They're talking to the extended family of the royals. They just don't like William and Kate.
And they got
so
cheered in the parade.
Yeah.
They rode down the street in the carriage. The
People
crowd
do actually actually like them when the media isn't telling them what to do.
She went to Texas or was she in Oklahoma? She went to one of the shootings.
I think.
Yeah, she went to one of the You know what I mean? Like they are.
She went to Texas.
They're willing to get their hands dirty like Diana did.
Yeah.
They're willing to go out there and be amongst the people and not be separate from them for media opportunities.
Yeah.
That's what William and Kate, what they do is very calculated.
Yeah,
and
she was.
controlled.
There wasn't great. Oh my God! Did you see that freaking pterodactyl that just flew?
What's that?
Holy shit!
It's Bigfoot.
I'm in a fucking screened-in porch. Like, what the fuck is going on? Earlier, there was like a tarantula crawling on the ring light, and I was trying to kill that bitch.
It's Bigfoot, Jeff.
Okay, can we do the vent? I gotta go because I'm about to get killed by bugs. Something's up. Is there a door open?
It's been a week for monsters. There's been mummies discovered. Please don't open those sarcophagus, people. Just do the right thing. Watch every movie and don't open it. You know what? We had Dracula
Put them back
Fest.
where you found them.
We had Dracula Fest at Whitby Castle. Could you imagine being like the locals and not knowing what was going on? And all these people dressed as Dracula show up. And most important in scary news, the Conjuring house has sold for $1.5 million.
You want it, Brooke?
It's not
I
cute.
would pay twice that much.
But you're not allowed to live in it year round.
I don't
That's a
care.
stipulation.
I don't care.
We have someone who has a lot of stipulations. She has a lot of feelings, and she's got to express them right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Vera Van. Okay, V, here we go. 3, 2, 1, vent.
All right, kids. As usually happens, we already started to touch on this topic earlier. It, of course, is about our American gun problem. And in classic Republican form, as though they don't want to politicize anything, but they got their excuses lined up. We're now talking about the abortionists causing it, mental health, their favorite bugaboo, mental health. Of course, 1/3 of America has mental health, and every single American will suffer some form of mental illness as their life goes on, be it situational depression, postpartum depression, generalized anxiety. Yeah, but let's stigmatize all of those people by claiming that this is the reason that some gun nut fucking shoots up a school. But the latest one, our old pal at Fox News, Laura Ingraham, or whatever the fuck her name is floating marijuana psychoses. Marijuana psychoses? Is this reefer madness? Is this a recycled disease from the 30s? Or what? Well, I am a mental health professional. I do spend my days in it. I do know that there are drug-induced psychoses. So I went into the journals and I looked it up. I could not find any reference to this except in for-profit recovery centers. The only, there was, and the for-profit recovery centers did reference a National Institute of Health study, but they did not link it and I could not find it in my research. And I did look. The only medical study that cited doctors was from India. Now, we do know that drug-induced psychosis does exist. But let's get real, kids. Marijuana can set you up to be a mass killer. Have you ever tried to order a pizza with your friends when they're high? If you haven't, let's run it down. I'm a little hungry. Should we get pizza? Pizza sounds good. Oh, yeah. Who's going to order the pizza? Well, what do we want? What do we want? We want pizza. No, what do we get on the pizza? Pizza? Are we going to get pizza? Yeah, let's get pizza. Okay, I like pepperoni. Oh, I like sausage. We can get pepperoni and sausage. What about Wiccan Chinks? Wiccan Chinks? What are you talking about, Wiccan Chinks? Oh, chicken wings. Yeah, chicken wings. Let's get chicken wings. All right, you order the pizza. Why me? Because you got the phone. Oh, okay. 10 minutes later. When's our pizza coming? Pizza? Yeah, you were supposed to order a pizza. Oh, I had a notification and I've been looking at TikTok since. These are the people that are going to commit mass murder? Fuck you. This is a red herring sent out to ignore the real problem, which is unlimited access to guns. And yes, mental illness does play a part because no sane person shoots up a school. But if that 18-year-old couldn't have gotten an AK-40 or an AR-15, those kids would have been alive. More of them would have been alive. The cops wouldn't have been afraid to go in that building. You know, the school resource officer might have gone in the building. You know what? And the teacher might have been able to tackle somebody if it was just a plain old handgun. Now, I got lots of cousins who own guns. They're sportsmen. They're law enforcement officers. They're just general military people. And I would like to think that they will all be the good guy with the gun. But we need at least one change. And that one change, I will say it again and again until somebody hears me. Every gun needs to be insured. Period. That's my bet.
Very good. Jeffrey's getting attacked by bees. But if we're going to talk about mental illness, I know we're going to go long, but I would like to show the public what visible mental illness looks like.
You have to accept the fact that the government totally wants to provide surveillance on every part of your life. They want to know when you're eating. They want to know if you're eating a cheeseburger, which is very bad because Bill Gates wants you to eat his fake meat that grows in a Peachtree dish. So you'll probably get a little zap inside your body and that's saying, no, don't eat a real cheeseburger. You need to eat the fake burger, the fake meat from Bill Gates. They probably also want to know when you go to the bathroom and if your bowel movements are on time or consistent. I mean, what else do these people want to know?
Don't you hate it when you grow things in Peachtree dishes?
Go
to school,
Peachtree
you dumb
dish
bitch.
For her gazpacho.
Go to school, you dumb bitch. But look, we've got plenty more stuff to talk about next week on Uncensored Radio. There's always a show coming, but we would be very lax if we did not acknowledge that it is Pride Month. So in the US, so to our LGBTQ plus Alphabet Mafia family, we have to say, hi gay, happy Pride Month. Make sure that you have a love pride. Make sure you love who you want. Get your fluids out and just get funky with it. Celebrate the past. Honor those people that fought for your rights and make sure that you are fighting for the next generation. Until next week, we will be here. Well, 3/4 of us kind of queer. So get used to it. We'll see you then, kids. Bye. Just again before closing, a Peachtree dish. Girl, I don't think you're saying that right.